Alright, today we're going to take a look at an older MRE. This is in the tan bag, but it's from the pre-2008 era, when it had the MRE guy, and they only had one bag design. And just to let you know, I'm going to edit this review into two videos, a long version and a short version. And this video is the short version, so let's go ahead and get right to it. This MRE is menu number 11, pasta with vegetables. As I mentioned, it's in the older style bag, which means it's from before 2008. But it does not have a date code on it, so we're going to have to open it up to find out exactly how old it is. So let's go ahead and do that. It smells fine inside. It's always worth doing a little sniff check when the MRE is 10 plus years old. And here we have the pasta with vegetables and tomato sauce. And we'll go ahead and figure out when this is from. There's a date code on it of 3163. So the entree was packed on the 163rd day of 2013. We also have applesauce, carbohydrate enhanced. We have a flameless ration heater. We also have crackers. And for the crackers we have peanut butter. And we have pound cake. On the back we have the date code of 3203. And also the fact that it's a pineapple pound cake. Now we have some charms, the MRE spoon, and accessory packet. Let's see what's in here. Okay, we have the iced tea drink mix and spiced cider. So we have a moist towelette, salt, seasoning blend, salt-free, toilet paper, matches, and some chewing gum. Alright, and here are all the components in this 2003 menu number 11 pasta with vegetables. So let's go ahead and start checking all this stuff out. And first off, we'll heat up the entree, or attempt to heat it up. Not only are we going to find out how well the entree stood up to 15 years, but we're also going to get a chance to try out this 15-year-old flameless ration heater and see if that is still working. And give this a little bit of time to let the water hopefully activate the heating elements, and we'll see if this is working. Alright, so it's been a few minutes, and this really isn't doing anything. So that's the bad news. The good news is this gives us an opportunity to try the salt test. A lot of people will put salt in new flameless ration heaters. I like to give them a chance first, and then we can actually see what the effect is, because this I know is a dud. So I'm going to put some salt in here, and I mix it in with the water here. And we'll try this again. Give this another little bit of time and just see if we have any luck. And no, I guess it's safe to say that this is a complete dud. Which is fine. I mean, flameless ration heaters really only last about 5 years. You don't have high expectations when they're 15 years old. So, that's alright. I am going to heat the entree up in some hot water. Next we're going to check out our applesauce. This has very few ingredients in it. And let's see what kind of shape this is in. It's not looking great, but it smells okay. And this is just plain applesauce. It's not raspberry or something like that. So it's obviously got some pretty good discoloration in there, but that's not too surprising for applesauce that's 15 years old. It's nice that it still smells good. And actually it doesn't really even smell like it's fermenting. Let's see what the crackers are like. And they smell just fine. There's the peanut butter that's been sitting in that package for 15 years. We'll give that a good knead. Make sure it's all mixed up. And that seems to look just fine. Actually, it smells just fine too. And we'll check out our poor smashed up pound cake. It probably did a number on this poor pound cake. And let's see. It smells good. Yeah, it's still intact. Wow, that's impressive. Alright, I'm going to attempt to open up these charms. See if there's any chance of tasting these at all. Looking good so far. Not really sure if I'm going to be able to get into that packaging or if it's even worth trying. It's basically just a big sticky mess right now, all individually wrapped too. Now I'll try out these beverages. The spice cider says to add 6 to 8 ounces of hot water, and the iced tea makes 8 ounces. I actually like having the spice cider cold, but since it does say to add hot water, we'll go ahead and do what the instructions say. It smells good. Iced tea doesn't smell like too much, but it doesn't smell bad. That's the good thing. Alright, hot water for the cider. And cold water for the iced tea. And I do like both of these drinks. They're things that you don't find in MREs anymore, but they were. It's always nice to get these, especially if they're still good. And that just leaves us with our pasta with vegetables and tomato sauce, which is pretty warm from the hot water. It smells pretty good. Well, that doesn't look too bad. In addition to this, looks like we got rotini for the pasta, and it's definitely in a tomato sauce. You can see some tomatoes in there. And then the vegetables, I see a carrot here, some peas, some pretty good sized green beans, and mushrooms. Wow, is a huge mushroom. For something that sounds pretty boring, it doesn't look all that bad. But now comes the true test, and we'll go ahead and give it a taste. But there's definitely a good amount of vegetables in there. I think I see some corn too. Yeah, everything I mentioned, plus red and green peppers. I think I see a little bit of that in there too. There's one of the carrots here. You know, this really isn't too bad. Pasta's definitely a little bit on the mushy side. It's kind of hard to blame that. I mean, it's been in the sauce for all this time. I've never had this one before, and I didn't really give a lot of thought to it. It's just seemed pretty boring, but it's really not all that bad, considering it's vegetarian, and I'm not vegetarian. But this is pretty good. I just like how it's not just little bits of vegetables. It's like the actual, like pieces of corn, pieces of carrot, and the green beans. It's really not bad at all. But at the same time, not a ton of flavor. The good thing is there's nothing bad about it. Nothing tastes off or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of this seasoning blend, salt-free. Which actually has a lot of natural stuff in it too. A lot of vegetable kind of things. And just see how this affects the taste. Yeah, that's nice too. It gives it a little bit of extra flavor. It's not doesn't like change the flavor profile. It's not spicy or anything, but it's a little bit on the bland side, so that does kind of make it a little bit more flavorful. We could add salt too. I suppose since my salt packet's already open, might as well go ahead and do that. MRE entrees obviously have a lot of sodium. It's not necessarily a great idea to be adding salt to something that has that much salt in it already. But if you do find a blend, you have to do what you have to do. And that combination of the salt-free seasoning blend and salt, ironically enough, is really good. Let's go ahead and try out this applesauce. See how edible this is, if at all. It doesn't seem to be too bad. Like I said, it doesn't taste like it's fermenting, but it also doesn't taste great either, which you wouldn't expect 15-year-old applesauce to be great anyway. So I think in a pinch, if you were in an emergency situation and this is all you had, you could probably eat this just fine. In fact, yeah, there's no warning signs there. It still tastes like applesauce. Try some of the iced tea. I probably could have gone with less than the 8 ounces of water, make it a little bit stronger. But that's good. The lemon is still coming through. It definitely has an artificial, almost chemical kind of taste, but it doesn't taste like it's turned and gone bad or anything. Let's try the crackers with peanut butter. Have a little bit of the cracker first. And it just tastes like your standard MRE cracker, which is what you expect, and that's great. And the peanut butter is good. It's just fine. It's amazing how long that can last. It's a great treat. And I suppose we should reserve some of this cracker for the pasta. So we can gun dog it up just a little bit and put it in the part that has the spice and the salt. So, as I said, the pasta's a little on the mushy side. Not bad, but a little bit. And the overall taste is a little on the bland side. Again, not bad, but a little bit. So you had the seasoning blend, you had some salt, and now we're adding a little crunch. And that's good. And we'll try the cider. Let's see if this held up as well. Ooh, that's really good. It tastes perfect. It tastes like it's always supposed to taste. Right after you swallow it, there might be a little bit of a almost metallic aftertaste, which does kind of spoil the experience, but the overall taste is fine. Yeah, that's unfortunate, that aftertaste. Let's try a little bit more of this tea to wash that down. That seems to have held up a little bit better. And that leads us to our pound cake, which is something I'm always looking forward to. It's definitely on the dry side. The oxygen absorber seems to have been doing a good job. Nothing appears off about it. There's no discoloration, no mold, obviously. And it's not very spongy like you would normally expect a MRE pound cake to be. But it does seem to be fine. And other than being a little bit dry, it's not bad. Yeah, the dryness is a bit of a disappointment, but at least it's not rancid, it's not bad or anything. It's actually quite good. And these charms, I think, are a lost cause. I'm not even really gonna bother, but you can see what you would get with that. And I guess we can finish off by checking out the gum and see how that survived. It's always a good bellwether. I mean, it's not bad at all. It's not much harder than it would be brand new. It really seems fresh. So let's look at a menu number 11 pasta with vegetables from 2003. And overall, I was very impressed with how everything held up. Visually, the applesauce doesn't look that great, but it seems to taste fine. And everything else seems to be good. You don't necessarily want to be eating something that's 15 years old, but as I said, in a pinch, if you really had to, this could keep you alive. And I don't think it would make you sick. I guess I'll probably find out in a few hours, but it seems like everything's fine. So, thank you for watching, and bon appetit.